The crowd has not even settled into their seats, yet one question is already echoing across the rugby world. Can one fearless young star stand up to the biggest challenge of his career? Or will the world champions remind everyone why they remain the standard every team is chasing? This weekend, all eyes will be on Henry Pollock as he prepares for his first meeting with the mighty Springboks. It is a moment rugby fans have been waiting for, and the anticipation could hardly be greater. For weeks, conversations have focused on tactics, team selections, and physical preparation. But beneath all of that lies another fascinating storyline. It is the clash between experience and youth, between proven champions and an ambitious newcomer who has never been afraid of attention. At only a young age, Henry Pollock has become one of the most talked about players in international rugby. His confidence, energy, and fearless personality have earned him plenty of supporters, but they have also made him one of the most debated figures in the sport. That confidence has not gone unnoticed in South Africa. Former Springbok star shockwaves recently admitted that many South African supporters are eagerly waiting to see how Pollock handles the intensity of facing the world champions. His comments quickly became one of the biggest talking points ahead of this massive encounter. According to Brits, Pollock is completely different from the traditional image of a South African rugby player. Instead of staying quiet and avoiding the spotlight, he embraces the attention. He plays with passion, emotion, and visible confidence every single time he steps onto the field. But there was another part of Brits' comments that caught everyone's attention. Despite acknowledging that many supporters will be desperate to see Pollock tested, Brits also praised the young English forward. He described him as a phenomenal rugby player and someone who brings excitement to the game. That combination makes this story even more fascinating. On one side stands a young player who refuses to change his personality simply because the stage has become bigger. On the other side stands one of the greatest rugby nations in history, a team that has built its reputation on discipline, physicality, and relentless consistency. It is exactly the kind of contest that makes international rugby so special. The venue only adds to the drama. Playing at Ellis Park is one of the toughest assignments in world rugby. The passionate crowd, the altitude, and the relentless pressure create an atmosphere that challenges even the most experienced players. For someone making headlines before the match has even begun, the spotlight will be brighter than ever. Yet there is every reason to believe that Henry Pollock will enjoy that challenge. Throughout his rise with Northampton Saints, he has repeatedly shown that pressure does not intimidate him. Instead, it often seems to bring out his best rugby. His performances have demonstrated excellent work at the breakdown, intelligent support lines, and remarkable determination in defense. Even when matches become physical, he rarely takes a backward step. That attitude has helped him earn opportunities at the highest level. Still, facing the Springboks represents something entirely different. This is the team that has dominated international rugby through power, precision, and incredible squad depth. Every position is fiercely competitive. Every player understands their role. Every mistake is punished. The defending world champions have developed a system that combines brutal forward play with smart tactical kicking and disciplined defense. Few teams have managed to consistently break that structure. The battle in the back row could ultimately decide the outcome of this contest. England have impressive options available. Alongside Henry Pollock, experienced internationals such as Tom Curry, Ben Earl, and Ollie Chessum provide tremendous work rate and physical presence. Each brings different strengths. Tom Curry thrives in defensive situations and breakdown contests. Ben Earl offers explosive carrying ability and relentless energy around the field. Ollie Chessum contributes versatility, line-out quality, and physicality. Adding Pollock into that mix gives England another dynamic option capable of creating momentum. But standing opposite them is arguably the most feared back row in world rugby. The Springboks are expected to rely on the experience and leadership of Siya Kolisi, the incredible work rate of Pieter-Steph du Toit, and the relentless carrying power of Jasper Wiese. Every rugby supporter knows what Pieter-Steph du Toit can produce. A two-time World Rugby Player of the Year, he has built his reputation through tireless defense, dominant tackling, and an extraordinary engine that rarely slows down. After returning from injury, his appearance is another huge boost for South Africa. Meanwhile, Siya Kolisi remains far more than just a captain. His leadership inspires teammates, his defensive work sets the standard, and his calm decision-making often helps the Springboks control difficult moments. Alongside him, Jasper Wiese provides powerful ball carrying that regularly forces defenders backwards. Together, they form one of rugby's most balanced and dangerous combinations. This is why so many experts believe the back row contest could determine the result. If England can compete physically, slow South African possession, and create quick ball of their own, they will give themselves an excellent opportunity. If the Springboks dominate collisions and breakdowns, they could control the rhythm of the entire match. Recent form also adds another interesting layer. South Africa enter this fixture with tremendous confidence after winning 9 of their previous 10 matches. That remarkable consistency reflects not only their talent, but also the stability created by their coaching staff. Their game management has become one of the strongest aspects of their success. They rarely panic. They remain patient. They trust their system. Eventually, pressure often produces opportunities. England, however, arrive with plenty to prove. Yet rugby has always been a sport where one outstanding performance can change the conversation completely. This match offers exactly that opportunity. Rather than dwelling on previous disappointments, England now have the chance to measure themselves against the very best. Sometimes the toughest challenge becomes the greatest source of motivation. Players often discover another level when facing world champions. That possibility makes this encounter impossible to ignore. Beyond tactics and statistics, this match also carries emotional significance. Young players dream about occasions like this throughout their careers. Running onto the field against the reigning world champions is a chance to create unforgettable memories. For Henry Pollock, it represents an opportunity to show that the confidence he displays is matched by performances against elite opposition. His critics will be watching carefully. His supporters will be expecting another fearless display. Either way, the spotlight will remain firmly on him. Of course, rugby is never decided by one individual. England will need collective discipline. Their kicking game must be accurate. Their defense must remain organized. Their line-out execution must be precise. Above all, they must stay composed during periods of intense South African pressure. The Springboks understand exactly how to force opponents into mistakes. Their ability to dominate territory, apply pressure through set pieces, and capitalize on small errors has become one of their greatest strengths. That experience cannot be underestimated. However, confidence can also be a powerful weapon. Young players often compete without fear because they are focused entirely on the next moment rather than the history surrounding the occasion. If Henry Pollock embraces the challenge instead of being overwhelmed by it, England could gain valuable momentum from his energy. The rugby world loves stories like this. Established champions defending their reputation. Emerging stars trying to announce themselves on the biggest stage. Two proud rugby nations preparing for another unforgettable contest. Everything points toward an incredible afternoon. Whether the headlines belong to Henry Pollock, Siya Kolisi, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Jasper Wiese, or another unexpected hero, one thing seems certain. This match promises intensity, skill, passion, and world-class rugby from the opening whistle until the final minute. When the game finally begins, the talking will stop. The predictions will no longer matter. Only performances will shape the story. And by the time the final whistle sounds at Ellis Park, rugby fans around the world will know whether Henry Pollock has taken another giant step in his remarkable journey, or whether the mighty Springboks have once again reminded everyone why they remain one of the most formidable teams the sport has ever seen.